What's going on, YouTube? Art to the double E dash ZON coming at you once again, man. I'm in the mood to make some videos, man. I already made one. This is the second one. There might even be a third one. Who knows? But all I know, man, is this video is gonna be on a different topic, not video games. It's gonna be movies. Now, history has certainly shown that throughout the different decades, throughout the different periods of time, there's one genre of movies that continually bounces back after it's been knocked down, after it's been ignored and people are done with it. Then it comes back firing on all cylinders. It happens usually with one big movie that just reignites the embers of the fire that was always there. And then all of a sudden you have clones, which are good in their own right, depending. Some suck, some are good. You have a bunch of imitators. You have a bunch of movies coming out trying to capitalize off of this movie's success, reigniting this very sacred to me genre, and I'm talking horror. We remember the late 80s going into the early 90s. Freddy, Michael, and Jason were kicking ass. They were kicking ass and taking names, and there were so many other. One second, because my cat is driving me crazy. No, you can shut the fuck up. There we go. So we had Freddy, Michael, and Jason kicking ass and taking names, sequel after sequel. Now again, none of those big three, and they are the fucking big three. Let's be real. None of those big three escaped having the quality of their movies as the sequels came downgrade. It happened to all of them. Nightmare on Elm Street, my favorite horror movie of all time. Probably my favorite movie of all time, period, point blank. I'm putting that above Star Wars, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm putting that above Jurassic Park, and I'm a dinosaur nut, and Jaws. I'm a shark fanatic. Like I have all those movies in high esteem, but Nightmare on Elm Street is above everything for me because it was just man, bro. Maybe it's the way it happened, the way that I saw it for the first time. I had an older sister. Well, I still have an older sister, thank God. But I'm saying, like, I have an older sister that will play tricks on me. Let's put it lightly. When we were siblings and when we were younger and living in the same house and all that. And one day, I don't know if she tied me up or she made me sit in this chair. I don't know if she tied me up or whatever. But she put me in this chair and put on a VHS. And it was a VHS she had recorded on. And it had a label. And it just said Nightmare 1, 2, 3. She had all the first 3 Nightmare on Elm Street movies recorded on this VHS. Which is fucking crazy to think about because I didn't realize, like, until I just said that, I didn't realize how fucking much recording time you had on VHSs. The shit is crazy. This is before DVDs and CDs and all this shit. Bro, I know what that tape looks like to this day, bro. I'll never forget it. Black VHS tape, white label with red ink, red pen, Nightmare 1, 2, and 3. She put that bitch on. I was terrified. But, because I had never seen, I was, how old was I? I'm going to say I was like 8 or 9 years old, something like that. You abusive bitch. I love you to death. My older sister's my homie, bro. But, she made me watch Nightmare 1, 2, and 3 back to back to back. And I had, at that point, I had never seen, I had seen scary stuff in movies and, whatever as a kid. But, like, horror, like, straight up horror. And from the opening credits and the opening roll, that opening scene that's done in letterbox, just one, it minimizes so much of the screen, and it's just that one like square window where you're seeing stuff happen, and you just see Freddy's legs, like the pants and the boots walking. And then you see a dirty ass hand come down and grab this bag, and you don't know what's in the bag. And he goes over to the table and he spills the bag on the table, and it's knives and it's all these, copper fittings and all this industrial shit. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And the music playing was just like, bro. I was already at that point. I was my oldest sister's name is Jackie. I'm like, Jackie, you can't. Jackie, no, like, don't leave me here. And I'm pretty sure she tied me up because I couldn't get off that chair. I was like, yo, I gotta leave. And I was like, no, you're gonna watch this. And bro, he spills that shit on the table, starts building the most badass, infamous weapon in horror movie history. Ghostface knife is dope. That fucking that buck knife, that Bowie knife, that shit is hard. Jason's machete, Michael Myers' kitchen knife, bro. Freddy's glove, bro. He starts building the glove, bro. And at the end of that scene, it takes like maybe like 10 seconds, bro. He just slides that bitch on, and all you see in the screen is and the blade's shining, and he's just like looking at it and loving it. And you never see his face. You just see his arm, dude. And you just see like the camera looking at the glove. And I was just like, I already knew. I had never seen horror, but I just saw that glove and the way he was showing it off, and I was like, he's gonna do bad stuff now. Like it's gonna be really bad, dude. Bro. And then I proceeded to watch the first one, the whole way through. I was terrified, bro, but I couldn't look away because it was just so masterfully done. Thank you, Wes Craven, fucking genius. You evil, bro. Rest in peace, you fucking goat, man. Yeah, like I couldn't look away. I was just like, damn, bro, like this is fucking crazy, bro. Like this thing, yeah, like I was like 8 or 9, and it wasn't lost on me at that young age that I'm watching something that is not only transcendent, but something that is like this has never been done before. Like you can't run from this motherfucker, bro. Like Jason, Michael, whatever, they gonna catch you, they gonna kill you. But you could at least run. You have a fighting chance. I'm like, with this nigga, you have no chance. Because your own biology is gonna do you in. Because at some point your body needs to rest. And your brain needs to rest. You need to sleep. It's coming. No matter what. So he's just biding his time. He's just waiting. Fucking with you. Waiting until you fall asleep. Waiting until you fall into a deep enough sleep where he has you and you can't get out. Because he'll fuck with the victims over and over again. He'll fuck with them. They fall asleep, they dream, he scares the shit out of them in the dream, they wake up, bro. But there's a certain point where Freddy's just like, this is the day. You fall asleep, you come into this dream, motherfucker, you ain't getting out. Like that, like I'm like, dude, that shit is hard, bro. I'm like, this nigga is terrifying. And I saw the movie and I saw the kills and I was just like, yo. And the glove was so fucking epic, bro. This nigga walking around in a Christmas sweater with a fedora, burnt up face, but when that glove comes out, it just completes the look, and it's like, yo, this is the most terrifying motherfucker there is, and I fell in love. So by the time part 2 came on, I moved from being, oh my god, oh shit, what's good, to like, yo, I want to see Freddy again. What the fuck? Who's gonna come next? Like, and I just fell in love, and I watched part 2, and then I watched part 3. And it backfired on my sister because she was like, "Oh, like this was meant to scare me." And while it scared the dog shit out of me for like a good 30 minutes, bro, by the end of the first movie, I was like, "Is there another one?" And then the other one comes on, and I'm like, "Oh!" And I'm there like, "Yo, bro, like it was so crazy, bro." But what I say that to say that's where I fell in love with the genre. And back then, I was what 8 or 9, so that had to be like fucking 92, 93, around there. And then I started watching horror and enjoying it. And even I've never been a big Jason fan, but like I watched his movies and I got my enjoyment out of them. And I watched the Halloween series and I just started watching, bro. But then I noticed in the late 80s, early 90s, all three of those kings started to fall off. Freddy, Jason, Michael, they all started to fall off. Horror became laughable. It just became because of the quality of their sequels. It just became like, this is bullshit. Nobody cares. This is a joke. And so it had this about 4 to 6 year silence. No one was making horror movies. And then a revolutionary movie by the same GOAT, Wes Craven, directed by him, written by Kevin Williamson, Scream, came out. And I remember being fucking, I want to say 12. And yeah, 12 or 13, something like that. And I remember, bro, back in the day, bro, and this is back in the day, nigga. Like, you know it's back in the day when I say what I'm about to say. There used to be dollar theaters. Dollar movies. You know what I'm saying? Theaters that would fucking, it costs $1 to get a ticket. Motherfucker, I took my family to see fucking the Super Mario Galaxy movie a couple weeks back. Just for the tickets alone. 4 tickets. Me, my wife, my son, and my stepdaughter. $122 for the tickets. We get to the theater. And I'm dad. So, of course, hey, son, daughter, babe, go get what you want. $100 for some popcorn, a hot dog, a pizza, and some Coke, bro. $222 I spent on that fucking night, bro. It's not what it was, bro. Still, it's the saying that I always live by, bro. It is what it is. It ain't what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, but whatever. We had a blast, bro. Mario Galaxy was awesome. But back then we had dollar theaters. And I remember me and my best friend at the time, in the middle of Scream came out around Christmas time. So I want to say it was probably like January. The theater was dead. No movies are coming out. Like, so we go. And I don't know how the fuck they let us in. Because we were fucking like 12 years old. Like, we weren't, maybe 13, but still, like, we were not allowed to be in a rated R movie. But me and him, I remember we rode our bikes out there and we literally paid and they gave us the tickets. And we went in to go see Scream. It was a dead season in movies. January, they do this. Ain't nobody in the theater. Nigga, we walk in and it's literally just me and him. 2 lonely souls in the middle of a fucking full auditorium. Nobody there. And the movie comes on. And it scared the living shit out of me and him. We were both like, holy shit. But it scared us, but we were also like, this is awesome. We hadn't... I had watched Freddy when I was, 8 or 9 years old. I had gotten into horror at that time, but because of when I was born and because when I started watching these movies, I started watching them on their downturn when they were falling off. But I was falling in love with the genre, and dude, there was nothing, bro. Like nothing happened until Scream came out, and then we went to go see Scream, and I remember being like, "This is fucking insane." And it was the first time because, like, you watch Freddy or Jason or Michael, depending on which one you watch. At that time, you would see some slashes or some stabs or, like blood coming out of the mouth or whatever. But you never saw somebody get gutted. And it blew the fucking doors off the industry because I watched this movie and the opening kill, that first 20 minute or so, first act with Drew Barrymore, Casey Becker. Holy shit, bro. When he hung her from the fucking tree with all her intestines on the outside and just all over the ground and steaming, I was like, we had never, at that point in time, now it's different. We're all desensitized and it's very hard to fucking get censored now as far as movies. But it's like back then it was like, holy shit. Like, we lost our mind. Scream was just revolutionary, bro. And then I'll say to this day, bro, Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite, but Scream is the only horror franchise that consistently sticks the landing. The worst Scream movie is still a fun time and a good horror movie. That doesn't happen, bro. That doesn't happen. That didn't happen for Nightmare. That didn't happen for Friday the 13th. That didn't happen for Halloween. That didn't happen for Hellraiser. That didn't happen for Chucky. That didn't happen for nobody. Leatherface, get the fuck out. You got one good movie and like fucking a bunch of remakes and no one cares. Like, That doesn't happen. So it reignited the genre, and then you had the I Know What You Did Last Summers and the Urban Legends and all these other movies and the Prom Night remake and all this shit coming out of the woodwork. Um, I say that to say this, bro. Like I am, and I hear so many rumors and rumblings, but nothing is ever concrete. Horror needs its king back, and I don't give a shit about if you're a Michael Myers fan, if you're a Jason fan, bro. I love Michael Myers. I like Jason. Uh, the king is Freddy, bro. Nightmare on Elm Street. Go look at the numbers. Nightmare on Elm Street as a franchise blew the fucking doors off of Friday the 13th and Halloween. No Halloween or Friday the 13th ever outgrossed the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, bro. Like as a franchise, like Halloween's entire franchise. And they got more movies too. They got more movies than Nightmare on Elm Street. And so does Friday the 13th, but they do not outgross the fucking GOAT. So I'm sitting here like, we need the king back, bro. Because it's been long enough. You know, you had the 2010 remake. A lot of the fans hated it. I fucking loved it. I thought it was great. But it is what it is. You have a lot of the fans that are just like, they want to see Freddy back. And the problem with it is that they want to see Robert Englund back. Robert Englund, you'll never hear me say a bad thing about him at all. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. That is Freddy Krueger. But at the same time, I'm a realist, bro. He's in his late 70s. He has stated multiple times that he is too old to play the role. And you know, all these rumors coming up. Robert Englund wants to come back to be Freddy one last time. I'm like, first of all, bullshit. What he said was he would love to play the role like in an animated film. Like if they CGI it or if they just animated the film, he would do that. But he's not going through the physical rigmarole that happens when you have to film these movies. He's done. He's old. You saw him on the Goldsteins or the Goldbergs or whatever the fuck that show is. When he showed up as Freddy there for their Halloween edition a couple years back, bro, he looked horrible. He looked horrible. He was fat. Freddy wasn't scary anymore. It was just a joke. I'm like, no, bro. We need this nigga to be scary again. So that's why I was fine with the 2010 remake when they put Jackie Earle Haley, great character, great actor. They fucked up his makeup. They completely neutered him in that role with that makeup and the writing. They fucked it up, but I was fine with it, bro. And I'm fine with them casting another actor to play Freddy. Like it's time, bro. Y'all Nightmare on Elm Street purists. Like I'm a fucking Nightmare on Elm Street fanatic, but the purist, like no, if it ain't Robert, it ain't Freddy. We don't want it. Just let it die. No, fuck you, fuck you. I want Nightmare on Elm Street to continue going. And I want it to scare the shit out of a whole new generation of fucking kids. And a whole new generation of young adults that are going to watch these horror movies, bro. This is the GOAT. This is the greatest of all time. This is the king. He needs to be put back on that pedestal. We need a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie, bro. I'm tired of this shit, bro. So many fan films I've seen of A Nightmare on Elm Street that have been fucking fantastic. Fantastic. And I'm just like, the Freddy community is giving you material. And you're still like, we don't know, legal battles and stuff. Man, fuck that, bro. Figure out the goddamn legal battles. Get the shit ready, bro. The Wes Craven estate has stated they're looking at scripts. They want to see a decent script. Bro, had they seen The Confession of Freddy Krueger? That was fire. Or the I think it was like 6 episodes, that miniseries, Krueger on YouTube. It was on Daily Motion or whatever, but I saw it on YouTube. Fire! Fire! Do it, bro. Bring the king back, bro. Because I guarantee you, bro, listen, bro. They tried it with Jason. They did the remake. It was a good remake. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was like, oh shit, Jason's intimidating. He's fast. He's smart. He's running. He's not a fucking zombie and shit. They did the Halloween Ends, or the Halloween trilogy with Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends was garbage, but Halloween Kills was fucking fantastic. And so was Halloween 2018. Uh, but it didn't generate that buzz. Scream 7 just came out. And when people are like, oh, it sucks. Well, it sucks. Well, it has the biggest fucking revenue of any fucking Scream movie ever. That series is not done. That franchise is not done by a long shot. Scream 8's already been greenlit, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do. But aside from Scream, we're talking about the classics. They've done them. They did Leatherface. They did Jason. They did Michael Myers. They get money, but they don't generate the buzz to bring the genre back. Because The King hasn't been included. Include The King. Bring The King back. Make a Nightmare on Elm Street modern day with today's technology and some good fucking writing, bro. And some good fucking concepts. This character is too fucking iconic to miss. So if you do a proper script and you do it right and you use today's modern day technology and modern day concepts, because this is not 1984 anymore. It's 2026. You could scare the shit out of these kids today. And what Insidious did and Hereditary and all these other movies that I don't have anything against them. I like them. I enjoy them. But this Freddy Krueger, bro. You can really just jumpstart the genre all over again. You need to do it. I'm sick of waiting. Give us a Nightmare on Elm Street. And fucking do it right, bro. Cast somebody who could actually play the role, bro. What you did, and I say you, it's not the same studio, but I'm saying you as in the Hollywood. You did it fantastic with fucking Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. Tim Curry, legend. Bill Skarsgård was better. I don't even have a problem saying that. Let me say slow for people in the back. They're like, oh my God, how could Bill Skarsgård was better. That Pennywise was fucking terrifying. And the way they did the movies was so fucking fantastic. Yes, part 1 was a lot better than chapter 2. But chapter 2 was still decent, bro. And I enjoyed it. So, like, we need that for Freddy. Because if you bring the red and green stripes back, if you bring the fedora, if you bring the burnt face, if you bring that iconic fucking glove back, it's over. Like, he's going to take over. Like, you need to do this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to ramble on too long, but that's just where I'm going with this, bro. As far as the horror genre, Scream is amazing. Scream 7 was great. The only problem with Scream 7 was the reveal. That's it. It's who it was. And the reveals have been trashed for like the last 3 movies. No matter. The movies are still awesome. They're still fun. They're a great time. And people love them and they generate money. Okay. But Scream cannot carry this genre on its own. And how fitting would it be if Scream got a tag team partner to tag in, hot tag, and they come in and knock shit out? Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. 2, the GOAT, Wes Craven Creations. Running amok and just carrying the genre forward and reigniting a passion for the genre and making studios and directors and all that lose their mind and say, shit, we got to make a horror movie. And it happens again. That's what I want, man. So anyways, man, God bless y'all. Stay gaming. R to the double. Y'all in trouble. You know what it be, and you know where I be. Peace.